If you plan to hunt or trap furbearers this year, there are a few new regulations you should be aware of. Today we're visiting with furbearer biologist Stephanie Tucker to go over all those details. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department.
We have some exciting changes for furbearer hunting and trapping regulations this year. The biggest one being we're opening for the first time ever a regulated trapping season for American Marten. And this has been a long time coming. American Marten began recolonizing the state in the late 1980s and early 1990s due to a translocation in Manitoba, from northern Manitoba down into southern Manitoba into the Turtle Mountain Provincial Park. And so at that time, the Marten, of course, began recolonizing the Turtle Mountains on the south side of the border as well. And over the decades, we've collected a little bit of data on Marten here and there, but not a lot of data on Marten. We know Marten were in the Turtle Mountains, but we just didn't have any surveys that were picking up good information about Marten. So we've been holding off on opening a regulated trapping season for them up until this time. So what changed is that from 2022 to 2024, we did an active research project on American Marten up in the Turtle Mountains to try and determine what their distribution was, what their density was, and then help see if we could open the trapping season on that, guide us for the regulations for that trapping season, and to let us know, what a sustainable harvest level for Marten might be in the Turtle Mountains up there. The project was a new type of research to the state here in North Dakota that we've never tried before. It was called non-invasive genetic sampling, and it was a spin-off on your standard mark recapture population density estimate. But we're identifying individuals based on non-invasive genetic sampling. And so we were setting out hair snares for these Marten, and they go into a little cubby and they leave a hair sample behind, and then we use genetic techniques to identify the individuals. And this research was all done in cooperation with Michigan State University for us. They were a great partner and helped come up with that density estimate that gave us all the tools and information we needed to feel comfortable moving forward with opening a Marten trapping season this year. Here's a little bit about how the regulations are set this year. So again, American Marten will allow people to trap them statewide, but they're really only in the Turtle Mountains. And it is a trapping or cable device only season. It opens in late November and it mirrors our fisher trapping season. And that means it's 7 days long, one Marten per trapper. And along with the Marten season opening in the Turtle Mountains, the fisher trapping season will also open in the Turtle Mountains. So for those trappers out there, probably been paying attention, we've kept the Turtle Mountains closed to fisher trapping in all these years that we've had a fisher trapping season, because we didn't know enough about the American Marten population up there yet, and we didn't want people to incidentally catch Marten in fisher traps. But now that we know and we can move forward with Marten season, we've lifted that location restriction for fisher trapping as well. So again, Turtle Mountains, trapping cable devices only, one per trapper, opens in late November. It will be open for 7 days. So one other thing is we will have mandatory pelt tagging for anybody that is successful in harvesting a Marten. So this is similar to fishers or river otters or bobcats. If you catch one of those in the state, you will remove the pelt. We'll give you a tag for the pelt, so that says you legally are in possession of that and legally caught it. But then you have to relinquish the entire carcass after the pelt comes off to our agency. And we do that primarily because information we collect from those carcasses is our primary population monitoring tool for those species. So things like Marten, fishers, river otters, they don't lend themselves well or easy to traditional survey methods like roadside counts or aerial counts or things like that. So we rely very heavily on data collected from those carcasses to reconstruct and use a population model to monitor population trends. So that'll be the same for Marten as it is for fishers. You'll have 12 hours to report your harvest, and then you'll have to make arrangements to get your pelt tagged, and at that time be prepared to turn over your Marten carcass to us. Trappers can register their harvest either online through their online account. They go in and log into their online game and fish account. They click new registration and they say Furbearer harvest registration, and it's just some basic information we collect at that time when they register it, and then we'll get notified that they were successful in harvesting a Marten. Alternatively, if they don't want to register their harvest online, they can contact a local game and fish office or their local game warden and get a pelt tag that way as well. So we do have a significant change to our river otter trapping season this year. So this year is actually the 10th year since we opened a regulated trapping season for river otters in North Dakota again. And we've collected enough data in the past 9 years that we feel pretty comfortable getting rid of our harvest limit. So in the past, it was 1 river otter per trapper. They had to register their harvest, and when the harvest limit was met, which last year it was 30, we go ahead and close the season. And then anybody else targeting river otters at the time would have to pull their equipment and can no longer trap a river otter. But managing harvest limits is logistically difficult for the trappers to keep track of those. It's logistically very intensive for us to manage those seasons. And so after collecting data on river otter trapping for 9 years here in North Dakota, we feel very comfortable on moving away from a harvest limit. And we're gonna limit harvest now based on season length. So what I mean by that is we're gonna have a 3-week river otter trapping season this year. It's still 1 per trapper. You still have to register your harvest and get a pelt tag, either from your local game and fish office or your local game warden, but there is no longer harvest limit. So that should open up opportunity to more trappers this year, being there is no limit and they just know they can trap for 3 weeks, and after that 3 weeks is up, then they'll have to pull their otter traps. Coyotes are still our #1 harvested fur bearer in North Dakota. They're still widespread and abundant. Our population trend information shows that coyote hunters or trappers can expect numbers maybe a little bit down from last year in some areas of the state, but still pretty widespread. Again, hunting, trapping, cable devices are all legal for coyotes. And then our night hunting season runs from late November, when all our late fur bearer season opens, and goes till May 31st. And we just remind folks that are night hunting for coyotes that you must do that exclusively on foot. And so you cannot be in a vehicle, you cannot be on a road, you need to be hunting coyotes at night with either thermal or night vision, but it has to be exclusively on foot. And for those folks that are wondering about fox out there, that's the downside of having lots of coyotes around in the state means that usually we don't have lots of fox in the state instead, because typically abundant coyote populations will suppress fox numbers. And so where there's less coyotes, we might have a little bump in fox in a localized area, but generally speaking, fox numbers remain pretty low because we have abundant coyote populations in the state. Mountain lion population in North Dakota, you know, we peaked back in about 2010, 11, the population, and we aggressively tried to bring the population down by using hunters as our primary management tool there, and we were successful with that. And then after a few years, we backed off on the mountain lion harvest limit there for our mountain lion hunting seasons. And it was successful, and we've just been maintaining sort of a low, steady population of mountain lions ever since. By all indications, it seems like mountain lion numbers are down the past several years, and so I don't have any information that would indicate otherwise at this point in time. So I think mountain lion hunters can expect similar numbers to what they've been seeing the last several years for mountain lions in the Badlands region, which is where their primary breeding range is. We have a great system set up online for people to report any of their maybe not typical fur bear sightings in the state. Things like black bears or mountain lions outside of their breeding range, or American marten or fishers or weasels. And that is actually a really valuable monitoring tool for some of these species that are really cryptic and hard to survey on a wide spread across the entire state. And black bears is a perfect example. We really encourage people from the public to report their black bear sightings to us, and that includes things like if you have a trail camera set out and you got a picture of a black bear on your trail camera. We really encourage people to let us know about those sightings and share a copy with us, and that is really valuable when we're trying to move forward on monitoring these populations and determining whether or not, you know, a hunting season is suitable or warranted, and whether we can sustainably manage something like that. So we encourage people always go online, select report your fur bearer sighting here, and it's just a simple questionnaire, and they can upload pictures at that time if they have any.